Hey everybody, I'd love to tell you a little bit more about what we're building at Superstructures and what's available to test with today. So Superstructures is a platform for building whole class activities that are meant to inspire collaborative thinking. These activities represent thinking structures, so things like a Venn diagram, a dot plot, or a debate framework that we encourage students to collaborate inside of. And while those students are participating and contributing to this structure, the teacher is informed of activity both at a granular level as well as at a class level for things to further a discussion or misconceptions to address in the meantime. To create an activity, it's really simple. For a Venn diagram, for example, all you need are 3 inputs as the teacher and it immediately becomes live for you to share with your students. So let's say I wanted to compare Texas cities, maybe we're comparing Houston, where I live, with Dallas, our younger brother. All I need to do is input these 3 things, and when I click next, this is immediately a live activity for students to join. So when I want to have students join, all I need to do is take this code or this URL and share it with students, and they can immediately begin contributing to this activity. They will be assisted by this AI character Soup here to make their contribution more meaningful or give them an idea as far as where they can start. And the teacher is given a lot more capabilities as far as analyzing what students are doing in the moment. So what do I mean by that? Well, let's take a look at what one of these activities looks like that's already in progress. In this case, students are comparing and contrasting Lewis and Clark's journey with the space race, 2 different eras of exploration in US history. As the teacher, I'm able to see all individual student contributions. I'm able to delete inappropriate entries if I wanted, but I can also channel the teacher view, which shows me at an individual level which students are contributing. So each dot represents a different contribution to this shared space, and which students are earning badges as well. So we've encouraged students to make their contributions meaningful by making them eligible for these badges. The teacher can see which students have earned which badges and which contributions specifically earn those badges as well. And beyond just the badges and participation, the teacher can conjure insights. So we have this character here, Soup, monitoring the class participation at a high level and serving to the teacher students to highlight, suggestions to lead a discussion, and overall class patterns as well. Beyond just those canned insights for the teacher can query the board as well. So I can ask who had the most creative response, and they're going to give me a response to say, Belinda's demonstrated the most creativity. This functionality is available for each of the structured activities. So as the teacher, I can create a version of a superstructure in the form of a Venn diagram, which we just saw, a debate, a dot plot, or a connect map as well. Let's take a look at what a few of those look like for each of the activity types. So for connect, students are connecting items to a central topic. They're making connections in the form of, let me activate something from my prior knowledge and elaborate on how economy is connected to ancient Egypt. And each student would be able to see those connections of their peers and gain insights as far as what their peers understand. They're earning badges here as well. This is a connect activity, so we've covered connect and Venn so far. Debate and dot plot as well. For debate, for example, students can contribute to the pro or the opposition side of a debate question, and students can respond to each other's contributions as well. Same thing here. Teacher can conjure the teacher view to see badges, to see participation, to see insights, and make either discussions deeper in the moment or make interventions and address misconceptions. We've seen teachers use this either as a hook or as a culminating activity at the end of class. And our hope is that because the burden of creation is so low, it takes so little to create a superstructures activity, it should hopefully be pretty easy for you to create and launch one that's relevant for your classroom. This is an example of a dot plot activity. So the teachers created a series of items to map, in this case, their causes of the American Revolution that we're asking students to map onto a spectrum of violent versus nonviolent and impactful versus impactful. We could see, for example, where every student mapped the French and Indian War or where every student mapped the Stamp Act. This is an activity that you can create just as simply as well. let me show you really quickly what the creation flow looks like for dot plot. So in this case, maybe we might be mapping cereals, and we might go from least tasty to most tasty, and we might go from most nutritious to least nutritious. Now, as the teacher, I should enter some cereals here for students to plot, so that when I share this URL with them, they'll have something available with them to plot. So in this case, maybe we'll go Frosted Flakes. We'll go, what did I love? Cocoa Pebbles. We'll go Raisin Bran. And now these are dots that any student who joins my activity can begin plotting and justifying their plot as far as why does this need to be placed here. I can add evidence as well to support my claim. Again, these are entries that will be available and visible to their peer students, and hopefully invite more students to participate in an activity like this. This is a hard conversation to lead in a classroom, but our hope is that when we scaffold this activity digitally, we can get more students participating and more students making meaningful contributions to whatever that activity is. So again, these are activities that are available for you to create from scratch. And our hope is the insights for teachers and the AI supports for students make it a much more fruitful activity compared to students maybe completing an exercise like this on a worksheet by themselves.